Hello, bros. This is new book arrivals number 265, I believe. As you can see, I got a shitload of books. I didn't expect to get so many today, but some are from last week as well, like 7 of them, but did not expect to get so many today. These 3 I picked up last week at a thrift store for 25 cents a piece. They are Globes. I think they're all Globe mini mags. Yeah, Globe mini mags. And they go with my collection of Dell purse books and Globe mini mags. Whatever the hell the most recent ones are, I don't know, but they were just over here somewhere. Oh, there they are. I have to add them into my book along with these 2. These, of course, are all little booklets that used to sit at the heck is this? Water? At the register at the grocery store back in the day. Now they have a different version of them. Slightly larger version of them. But these are obviously called purse books for a reason. Because they would fit in your purse nicely. Anyway, I have 5 more of those to file. What do we got? Dune. A vintage copy of Dune. Winner of Science Fiction's Hugo and Nebula Awards. I think this is from 1967. Stuart Wiener? Stewie. That's 1965. I was wrong. 1965 edition. Not in great shape, but still collectible enough. I might be able to get $10 for it since I'm not a particular collector of Dune. Plus, it's got good artwork. Relatively speaking. The Mysteries of the Andes. A startling, mind-opening investigation into ancient sources of lost knowledge by Robert Charroux. Guessing this follows in the same line as what's his name? The Chariot of the Gods and all that kind of stuff. Challenges one prevailing views of the origins of civilization. Actually, this is more in the lines of Graham Hancock's The Message of the Sphinx, which challenges the exact same thing about the Giza Plateau. Except this is obviously a predecessor to it. Hello, Robs. Going through some new book finds that I got today and last week and yesterday. Aprilly by Jane D. Abbott. As you can see, there's a kitty with her. That was one reason why I got it. It's probably 1930s. What's that say? Mary Ellen, Dearborn, Michigan. I'll have to look her up. What's that? 2338 Jonathan? I will look her up, bruv. This could be my next adventure. 1921. I suspect it's later, but you never know. You don't want to see my receipt and my credit card information. Hudson's Bookshop was the main reason why I picked it up, and it also seems to have like an Easter seals tag in the back. I got it for $1.11. Get this rotten ass sticker off my book. I don't know what this book's about. On the way to the Blossom. Apperly. On the way to Blossom, year in and year out, the Boston Portland Loco pulled out of the Boston terminal at 30 minutes past 4. At 25 minutes past 4, on an afternoon in early June, a tall young man elbowed his way to one of the little windows of the ticket office. Blossom, please. How much? Return? No, $2.70, bruv. Anyway, I'll look that one up later. The Non-Existent Knight and the Cloven Viscount by Italo Calvino. Heard that he's a good writer. I have a couple of his books, never read any of it, but if I ever choose to, what's that say? Lauren Sprague. Is that her book or is That person just love her. The non-existent knight, an empty suit of armor named Agilulf, is the hero of this witty parody of medieval knighthood. In the form of a tale told by a nun, Agilulf searches through France, England, and North Africa to confirm the chastity of a virgin he saved from rape years earlier. There are many surprising turns of plot, not the least of which is the nun's closing confession. Plays, the drama magazine for young people. I only got it because there's a play called Cry Witch. I didn't read this part where it said the drama magazine for young people, but probably would have got it anyways. The Magic of Salamanca. But the Cry Witch part sold me. I can always read this. Tina, Pat, and Pat. Yeah. It's a good find. What else do we got, bruv? Silk Roads. As you can see, I paid 99 cents. Minus 30% off, so 69 cents since it's my birthday month. This particular thrift store gives you a birthday discount. So 66 cents-ish. Roads, a rare book that makes you question your assumptions about the world. A new history of the world according to the Wall Street Journal by Peter Frankenpan. Far more than the history of the Silk Roads. This book is truly a revelatory new history of the world, promising to destabilize notions of where we come from and where we are headed next. From the Middle East and its political instability to China and its economic rise, the vast region stretching eastward from the Balkans across the steppe and South Asia has been thrust into the global spotlight in recent years in order to comprehend what is at stake for the cities and nations built on these intricate trade routes. Frankopan teaches us that we must first grasp their astounding pasts. The portable suppositionalists. Third edition, Jamin Hubner. This is apparently has to do with religion. But I could find no other copy online, so I figured if I could sell it, I will. I'll put a ridiculous price on it since nobody seemingly has a copy anywhere except me, champ. That's why. Another copy of Wicca, 800,000 copies sold, and I have about 20 of them. Wicca, a guide for the solitary practitioner by Scott Cunningham. This one's in great shape, so that's why I got it. Most of these are somewhat worn. This one is not. Deal with that sticker. Michigan history, the Great Whig Meeting, a mass meeting. And this interests me because I do care about the Whigs, even though I don't know jack shit about them. But I do care about them as it pertains to this part of Detroit area. Doesn't seem to be anything about the Whigs, though. The fuck? Piety and politics, evangelism in the Michigan legislature. Maybe that's what it has to do with the Whigs. Anyway, I got this. It's a Michigan history magazine. Can't have enough of that. The Tale of the Body Thief by Anne Rice, Book 4 of the Vampire Chronicles. Don't think I have a hard copy of this, but I might. I definitely don't have a trade paperback copy. But now I do. And you never know. I might actually have it because I don't really know what I have anymore. Sigmund Freud, Dora, an analysis of a case of hysteria with an introduction by Philip Reef. Tanned pages. I see we got some markings. But cover looks decent. I think I got it for 25 cents last week. Was it 25 cents? Her homosexual love for Frau K was the strongest unconscious current in her mental life. An appealing and intelligent 18-year-old girl to whom Freud gives the pseudonym Dora is the subject of a case history that has all the intrigue and unexpected twists of a first-rate detective novel. Freud pursues the secrets of Dora's psyche by using as clues her nervous mannerisms, her own reports on the peculiarities of her family, and the content of her dreams. Sabbath's Almanac, Llewellyn's 2022, another 66-cent book. I got at that place. Do I have the other ones? I think they're all down there at the bottom, so. And they're hidden. And I definitely got some. Oh, you under there. Oh, you under there, bruv. No, that's the Witch's Companion. I don't fucking know where I have them. I don't know where I have anything anymore. Sabbath's Almanac, Llewellyn's 2022. Litha. Cosmic Sway, Robin Ivy Peyton. On June 21st, the sun moves into Cancer, marking the astrological shift from spring to summer, when life bursts forth. Tales and Traditions by Jason Mankey. Greek lamb chops. All right, next book. Copper Country Journal, The Diary of a Schoolmaster, Henry Hobart, 1863 to 1864. This is obviously Michigan. Henry Hobart was 21 when he traveled to Clifton in Michigan's Upper Peninsula to teach in a one-room schoolhouse. He wrote extensively about the joys and frustrations of teaching all 12 grades. Damn, this guy's committed. December 23rd, 1863. It has been very mild weather for this weekend. Bids fair to continue. Snowfall some every day, but it is not cold. My school is small and few, preparatory for Christmas. There are many things pleasant about the way the people spend Christmas here, and many things that are wrong. Many families trim a tree in their houses and make it a gala day for the children, but it is generally made a day for carousing and drinking. It is pleasant to go around and sing Christmas carols, but it destroys everything good about it to sing for Al, etc. Before night, they are all drunk. Damn. As a general thing, this is entirely wrong. It is not right to make the day one for drunkenness and carousal. Everyone's mind should be free from all such impure thoughts and contemplate the event that is to be commemorated by fit ceremonies. Smart boy. Smart man. This book I got for free along with this. I've already mentioned this book because I have like 3 or 4 copies. But as you can see, it was free, a gift from the Friends of the Library, William P. Faust, Public Library of Westland. And Robert Kennedy and His Times. Another free gift. Probably exactly what you'd expect from a book club edition. Book club edition. You all know Robert F. Kennedy. Shot in the head by the Illuminati just like his brother. There's those two. The Tale of the Genji, or is it Genji, Renjai. A novel in 6 parts, complete and unabridged by Lady Murasaki. Translated from the Japanese by Arthur Whaley. $12.50 it originally was charged. Obviously, modern library. This is 1950s. 1960. It's not in great shape, but I only paid, how much did I pay for this? Tale of the Genji. I don't remember where I even got it. I think I paid 95 cents. If I'm correct. This I paid 50 cents for it. Bought my fourth copy of this book, The Most Beautiful Woman in Town and Other Stories by Charles Bukowski. Basically just 12 flying monkeys who won't copulate properly. The bell rings and I open the side window by the door. It is night. Who is it, I ask. Somebody walks up to the window, but I can't see the face. I have two lights over the typewriter. I slam the window, but there is talking out there. I sit down to the typewriter, but there is still talking out there. I leap up and rip open the door and scream, I told you cocksuckers not to bother me. I look around and there is one guy standing on the bottom of the steps and another guy standing on the porch pissing. He is pissing into a bush to the left of the porch, standing on the edge of the porch, his piss arcing in a heavy swath upward and then down into the bush. Hey, this guy is pissing into my bush, I say. The guy laughs and keeps pissing. I grab him by the pants, pick him up and throw him. Still pissing over the top of the bush and into the night. He doesn't return. The other guy says, what did you do that for? I felt like it. You're drunk. Drunk, I ask. He walks around the corner and is gone. I close the door and sit down to the typer again. All right, I have this mad scientist. He's taught monkeys to fly. He's got 11 monkeys with these wings. The monkeys are very good. The scientist has even taught them to race. Race around these pylons, Jess. Now let's see. Gotta make it good. To get rid of a story, you gotta have fucking lots of it, if possible. Better make it 12 monkeys, 6 male and 6 of the other kind. All right, now. Here they go. The race is on. Then they go around the first pylon. How am I going to get them to fucking... I haven't sold the story in 2 months. Should have stayed in the goddamn post office. All right, there they go around the first pylon. Maybe they just fly off suddenly. How about that? They fly to Washington, D.C. and hang around the Capitol, dropping turds on the public, pissing on them. So yeah, that's Bukowski, if you don't know Bukowski. A mother's story of her daughter's murder, and I don't want to live this life. Deborah Spungen. Spungen, I tell you. '70s book. For most of us, it was just another horrible headline. For Deborah Spungen, the mother of the girl stabbed to death in the Chelsea hotel, it was both a tragedy and a relief. Nancy Spungen had been out of control her entire life. As an infant, she never stopped screaming. As a toddler, she literally attacked people. As a teenager, she was addicted to drugs, violence, and easy sex. For Deborah, seeing her marriage and family shattered by this child, there seemed to be no hope. Doctors simply told her that Nancy's behavior was normal. What happened to Deborah Spungen is what happens in one way or another to the parents of children whose behavior defies all understanding. But few could have written this incredible story of a family torn apart by a daughter's wild life and reunited by her tragic death. And I don't want to live. This life is one mother's heartbreaking story of living with a child who is beyond the reach of her love, her courage, and her help. Interesting. Hito Regimi, My Hero. 3 books. 5, 1, and 8, I believe. 1, 5, and 8, yes. Don't know what they're about, but they're manga. And Memiko Ari. I buy them in case I ever open a store. I usually ask my child about these, but then I started getting no answer about manga, so I don't think said child reads these any longer. I don't know. when you get the blank answer, you just say, okay, I understand. The People's Tycoon, Henry Ford, and the American Century. Stephen Watts. The implicit claim of Watts's admirable book is almost inarguable that it's impossible to understand 20th century America without knowing the story of Henry Ford. I agree. Henry Ford was easily the greatest figure of the 20th century. Henry Ford. Not by bread alone. Vladimir Dudintsev. The complete original text, the novel that rocked the Soviet Union. Looked like it rocked his fucking spine, too. Not by bread alone. First published in the USSR under the title 1957. Mortimer's Lending Library. That's fucking brilliant. I didn't see that earlier, but now I'm glad I did. I'll have to look that up. Mortimer. Fortunately, there's not more Mortimer Marks in here. It'd be great if there were. Mortimer. Who the fuck was Mortimer? Birmingham, Michigan. All right, you get set aside too. Whoa, eBay. Chopin's Funeral by Benita Eisler. A wonderfully evocative melding of music and life. Or is it Liffey? Frederick Chopin's reputation as one of the great romantics endures, but as Benita Eisler reveals in her elegant and elegiac biography, the man was more complicated than his iconic image. A classicist, conservative, and dandy who relished his conquest of Parisian society, the Polish emigre was for a while blessed with genius, acclaim, and a love of Europe's most infamous woman writer, George Sand. But by the age of 39, the man whose brilliant compositions had thrilled audiences in the most fashionable salons lay dying of consumption, penniless and abandoned by his lover. In the fall of 1849, his lavish funeral was attended by thousands, but not by George Sand. In this intimate portrait of an embattled man, Eisler tells the story of a turbulent love affair, of pain and loss redeemed by art, and of worlds, both private and public, convulsed by momentous change. Always liked Chopin. Not because we're both Polish and we basically have the same hairdo. Our Sunday Visitors, Father Solanus. The Story of Solanus Casey by Catherine M. Odell. Thought I had this book, but my LIBIB says I do not, so I picked it up. Unless I just forgot to scan it. I have it again if I don't have it. He was a Capuchin monk who spent some time in Detroit. He entered the novitiate of the Capuchin Franciscans in Detroit when he was 26 years old, since he was not considered very bright by his superiors. After his ordination, he was allowed to say Mass, but not to preach or hear confessions, and was assigned duties as a doorkeeper. Yet it was from his humble acceptance of his lot in life that Father Solanus was able to help thousands physically, emotionally. He died in 1857 in Detroit. When did he come here? 1896. The final words on his lips were said to be, "I give my soul to Jesus Christ." The story of the Titanic, as told by its survivors. Lawrence Beasley, Archibald Gracie. Jesus Christ, how many people are there? It's not in great shape, but I've slowly been picking up books about the Titanic. Most books about the Titanic are seem to be coffee table books, and I don't want those. But there we go. Another one for my collection. The Devil is Afraid of Me by Father Gabriel Amorth. I have several of his books. There's one of them right there. And I know I got several more somewhere along this shelf. But I don't see it. With Marcello Stanzioni. This guy was an exorcist. And this is obviously another part of his exorcism oeuvre. C.S. Lewis, The Four Loves, author of the Screwtape Letters, obviously. This nice vintage copy. It's in pretty good shape. I don't know what the four loves are. Let's see. It says on the back, love has not one but many faces. C.S. Lewis, in this candid, wise, and warmly personal book, describes the four basic kinds of human love: affection, friendship, erotic love, and the love of God. Well, there you go. That sums it up. Donna Tartt, The Secret History. This is the first copy of this book that I found in the wild. $1 book. Basically brand new. I don't know why someone donated it to the library where I purchased it for $1, but obviously the hardcover is the most desirable copy, but this may be worth $10 too. Will I sell it though? I don't know. Don't know. Depends on how much it's worth and how much it isn't worth and all that shit. Retails for $18 and $24. I have not read that book. I've read what the hell's it called? Not The Mockingbird, but I knocked the. Sorry, Candle. I didn't mean to blast you off. It's pleasant. Damn, my desk is, or my table's getting a little bit dusty. It's going to get much more dusty when I open those books, which I plan on not doing. Don't worry, it's just water. I already had my body armor. The Mystical City of God by Venerable Mary of Agreda. I have several copies of this. This one I plan to sell. It will pay for half of my books that I bought today. That's always a... You still smoking? No. It's always a... what's it called? Intent? No. Of my searches is to pay for the books I buy with books that I don't really want, or books that I already have copies of, and sell, and basically get books for free. Here's another one that falls into that category. A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J. Maas. This isn't in great shape, and it's not worth all that much. Maybe $7 or $8, but I'm just going to keep that on there. If I can sell this for $7, that pays for about $5 or $6 worth of books. Got some spine creases. Not what I would like, but that's what you get. And the cover, to me, it looks pinkish, but through the lens, it looks very bluish, almost purplish. I'm colorblind as hell, so I may not know what I'm talking about. But to look at them both side by side, one in the screen and one in front of me, the color is not accurately portrayed. America's Coach, Herb Brooks, Life Lessons and Wisdom by Gold Medal Success, for Gold Medal Success, a biographical journey of the late hockey icon Herb Brooks. It's obviously his life story. Seth. Oh no. You were born to be a player. You were meant to be here. This moment is yours. Herb Brooks. Did he play for the team too back in the day? He must have. These volumes are the works of Josephus, volumes 1 through 4. I would open these, but I was looking at them in the car while I was sitting in traffic on the way home from buying them, and they're very dusty. I will show you. See if the dust pops up, but it was just flying everywhere when I did it. You can't see it here, but very dusty. But if I get 20, 30 bucks for these, which I paid $4 for, I will be glad. Obviously not great old editions, but well, what did it say, 1970s? 1974, so yeah, if I can sell these and make 20 some bucks, be great. The Witches of Eastwick, a novel by John Updike. Updike, not Opdyke. You can see we got some fat asses there. Knopf, Alfred A. Knopf, 1984. Not in great condition, but for $2, someone trying to sell it for 25 there. Obviously, the movie is the more famous portion. A signed first edition of this book has been privately printed by the Franklin Library. The movie is obviously the highlight of this book, but it's got good art on here and stuff. I like it. It was worth the $2. I mean, it's a $5 to $10 book, but I got it for $2. Not in great shape, but doesn't have to be in great shape. Although having a nice dust jacket is preferable. It's not exclusionary. What else do we got? Smoking Typewriters, the 60s underground press and the rise of alternative media in America. And who would have known it would have went from hippies preaching for free speech, and now those same hippies are anti-free speech, and they're basically tyrants. And now it's more or less the conservative voices that are the alternative media and the voices of free speech. It's cray when you think about it. But such is where we've gone. I mean, there's nothing worse than hippies. I mean, I basically had longish hair most of my life, but I mean, a hippie's fucking awful. Yeah, Ann Arbor's Son. It's a nice looking paper. Look at that guy. He doesn't understand anything he's reading. Raymond Mungo at his desk in the liberated zone. Does look like a guy that knows anything? No. Who's that fucker? Smug little bastard. Electrical Bananas. It's a Donovan song. Midnight in Peking. The murder of a young English woman haunted the last days of old China by Paul French. Most of these true crime books I get mainly for my mother to read because she fucking consumes probably 2, 3, 4, 5 books a week. I don't know how many she reads. In between walking, she likes to read about murder. Weird thing is she's still irate about all these murders. How could these fuckers do that? Because they're sick bastards. Yeah, she's irate in every one of them. Which I guess is a good sign. These are nice pictures. I don't know who the fuck. These are great fucking photographs. I mean, just how they look. Obviously, they look like they've been colorized. They just look fucking amazing. They look like they've been hand painted. Yeah, that's fucking brilliant. Anyway, it was worth the dollar I paid. Mother will get those, and I will reap them later. The case for Shakespeare, the end of the authorship question. I usually don't pay $2 for a book like I did with this and The Witches of Eastwick, but I sometimes splurge. I don't know if I even have this book. I might have it. I don't think I do. I thought I scanned it at the store or at the library book nook for sale shit. And I don't know about. There's so many theories on who Shakespeare really was. If it was really him or Francis Bacon or some queen or whoever the fuck. Oh. I mean, it does seem strange that one guy wrote all this stuff, which is supposedly, I mean, obviously has attained world renown, but so it is. I never cared about Shakespeare until a couple years ago, and I just said, you know what? You see all these Shakespeare books, you better start fucking getting them. So I did. I have a nice Shakespeare collection now, and that's going to be all here, bruv. Bruv.